It is day 6 of our 24 days of random awesomeness, and I'm looking forward to today because first of all we are the 6th of December, which is St. Nicholas Day, and here in Europe they celebrate it in a way you in the US would celebrate well, the 25th of December. So this is like the night where Santa, or St. Nicholas in this case, comes to your house and brings you candies, and especially here where I live, the 6th of December is bigger than the 24th. It's like the day where the children will get their presents. So yeah, so it's quite a big day and a big deal over here. And I thought, well, let's do something very special, and I have to laugh already because I was laughing when I was packing that, I remember. Let's get right into it. Let's grab the bag. It is quite a big bag. It is lightweight and it sounds like trash. Well, that's because, well, let me show you. Let's open this up. Well, I have to explain this. But this basically, let me open this up, and you can see in there, let me move this, this is basically, it sounds like trash because it basically is a bag of trash. But it is not a bag of regular trash. This is a bag of trash from the 90s. Who else does have still a bag of 80s or 90s trash? And well, of course, everything is, unfortunately, it's empty. But we will check out all the packings they had in that time. So I thought it might be pretty interesting and fun. I should put the bag next to me because else it will just take away way too much space. And I will unbox each item after another. So I will dig into the trash today for you guys. I hope you enjoy. Now let's start. Well, okay, we have an old empty can of Dr. Pepper. Still the old logo. I don't know. This must be out of the 90s because of that, you know, the quick tap to open it. It's quite fun. I don't know where this goes, but yeah, okay. So we have an empty can of Dr. Pepper out of the early 90s. We have some Pringles, crème oignon, sour cream and onion, Pringles, which expired in 1998. So this is not too old, but of course it's empty as well. I can open this. That smells of nothing, actually. No, cardboard. No smell whatsoever. Let's put this here. Let's move to the next item. We have an empty bag of cotton candy from 1998. Okay. Well, I bet you never saw another YouTube channel unboxing a trash bag out of the 90s, right? Okay, we have a Diet Dr. Pepper can, 1 calorie NutraSweet blend from, what is it? Does not really say. There's just like some sort of code, but no real date code. Well, there must be a date code somewhere. Is it 1997, 1994 or something? I don't know. But still, it is one of the old cans. And by the way, I have to explain something, guys, because I live in Europe. So we don't have Dr. Pepper, or we didn't had it for years, since maybe like 5 years or so we have Dr. Pepper. But first of all, it's way too sweet over here. And it tastes just different. And I don't like it here. I love it in the States. But I don't drink it much very often here. This comes from Dallas, Texas, by the way. And now where do I get this stuff from? Well, as you may know, we have a lot of NATO bases in Germany old military, well, Air Force bases, especially in the 80s and 90s. A lot of them, especially where I got all this stuff from, are closed by now, which is Bitburg Air Base, right next to, well, it's in the west of Germany. So, and my dad, as he lived in the States and he had friends over there, sometimes, especially for Christmas, we got some American products. And, well, that's basically why I have all this stuff, because you know, when you don't get stuff in the time, I don't know. I just kept everything. I washed it, of course, but I kept it just as a, I don't know, as a, you know, as a souvenir, because it was very, very hard to get by all this stuff here. So it was like living in Eastern Germany, you know, and there is stuff you just don't get and you don't know when you can try it or taste it the next time. So I just kept all this stuff. So I have a whole bag of trash. Now, let's move on to the next item. Oh, okay, this one is a little bit torn up. Probably another mouse that got onto it. Baker's bacon flavored soya chips. Crunchy. And that's from 1997. Well, not much to say about this. Should I give it a smell? I don't know. Well, oh. It still smells like bacon, but like very old cardboard bacon with, like, you know, stale, I don't know, stale Pringles maybe. It's weird. You don't want to smell that stuff. Oh, it's not good. So for once, this is this thing here does its job of stinking up the place. So it smells a little bit different. Welsh Juice Makers, pourable concentrate juice cocktail cranberry apple. Again, a product that you won't be able to get here in Europe, especially not in the 90s. I mean, in the 90s, most of the people never heard about cranberries. Believe it or not, it's like not a European thing, and that's from 1997. So also this is, again, a can that probably came from an airbase in Germany. Some of the stuff my parents or my sister brought with them from overseas, but I think those are all things that came from military. Now, next item. What do we have? Oh, yes. We have an empty can of Easy Cheese Cheddar spread, made with real cheese, of course. Also out of the 90s, let's see, there is again a date code that is not really helpful. Is there anything else on there? Not really. No date code. But you see it's still the old logo of Easy Cheese. It's the old classic can. And well, there's nothing too special about it. I think probably the same ingredients as nowadays. Maybe nowadays they even added some more chemicals to it. But you can maybe, if this is in focus, you can pause there and you can read it if you're interested into it or you want to compare it with nowadays nutrition facts, for example. All right, Easy Cheese, next item. Ha! This was in the news a while back because, you know, of that kind lady on the logo. This is Aunt Jemima maple syrup, rich maple syrup, maple flavored syrup with 5% of real maple. Yeah, that also, I don't think that the packing has changed too much, but probably a little bit since then. No real date code again. I don't see any date code, but probably also from the late mid-90s, something around that. Here you can read if you want to. You can pause that. Not much else to say about this item. Let's go on with the next one. I just grab in here. A Publix Grape soda can. Empty, of course. But Publix, as you may know, Publix is a supermarket chain in Florida. And so this does not come from military. This actually comes from the States. Or somebody of my family brought it over. Date code-wise, again, it says March 6th, 1994. So this is a can of grape soda from 1994. Pretty nice. It has a nice look. I really like it. Cool. Move on to the next item of our trash can extravaganza. Oh, here is the matching pancake mix for the syrup. Let's smell it. Nah, no smell. Cardboard. No date code again. Ugh. Okay, so this basically comes from Germany because it has like a German translation on it, what it is, because nobody would know. So this basically I bought at one point here, probably to go with the syrup that came from overseas. $5.99, which was D-Mark, Deutschmark in the time. So almost 6 Deutschmarks, which is about, let me see, 6 Deutschmarks, 3 euros or $3.20 or something like that. Maybe we can move this away, can we? It reveals a very happy child eating pancakes, of course. Nice. Let's put this here. Next item. What should we? I should not look in there. I just should grab something in there. Oh, another can of Easy Cheese, and this time with a eaten away cover. Well, that was a mouse again. Now let's grab the next item. Golden Charms cereal. Golden Charms cereal. And there's still even the bag in there. No smell at all. Put this back in there. This is a sample, not for resale. I think if I remember correct, this came from an army base, like, you know, in a 10-pack. 1994, General Mills. 1994, Golden Greyhounds. Huh. Yeah, of course, it would be fun if all these would be still closed up and sealed, and we could try them. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just a bag of trash. You know, it's not. What is this? Now we get really trashy here. This I remember. I don't remember the particular thing, but I remember that. You know, when you don't own a military ID card, even you sometimes got access to the army or military areas in Germany, they won't let you in the commissary or something because you don't have an ID. So the only thing sometimes where you could get some American snacks were at vending machines, and they had a couple of them. And this is an item that comes from a vending machine in Bitburg Air Base at the time. I remember that because, yeah, that was like a highlight to just buy some sweets or some snacks out of the States here in Germany. Next item, what do we have? Cherry Coke. Look at that can. Have you ever seen this sort of logo for a Coca-Cola Cherry Coke? Well, me neither. Okay, so that still says 12 Deutschmark per 30 seconds. That's their hotline. And that's from 1997. It's a Cherry Coke, and that was when Cherry Coke came out the first time in Germany, if I remember correct. That was like, you know, a big deal because nobody heard about Cherry Coke before here. So that's a German can. That's not an American can. That's how they brought Cherry Coke to the European market. Next, we have it looks still closed, but it is empty. This is a small Coke can. In the time, nowadays you can buy them at Walmart. In the time, I don't remember seeing them in the shelves. I know that you got them in an airplane because of the size and weight to it. This is April 1995, so this is probably a can that someday probably my dad saved on an airplane just because it is quite a nice little format. Ha! Next is the Shake and Pour original pancake mix. Yes, Brisk That is also old, but again, the date code does not really tell us from when it was, but it is definitely from the 90s. It has a lot of stuff in there. Just add water, makes up to 10 pancakes. Should we give it a smell? Let's try it. Let's open this. Ugh. Nah, it's full of mold. Even it is empty, and probably at one point I cleaned it out, but well, let's close this up quite quickly and put it away. Okay, so what else? Let's grab it here. Oreo cookies. The old Oreo cookie packing. Nabisco. No cholesterol. American favorite cookie. Already in the 90s, it was one of the most famous cookies, date code, but not really a date. It is just a code. It's 5381 something 312. Huh, yeah. Unfortunately, no date code. Let's see the ingredients. So you can pause there and read them and maybe check what has changed over the years, ingredients-wise and nutrition fact-wise. But this is an pretty old, and you see the blue is still a little bit darker than nowadays. I don't know if that comes out on camera, but it is definitely a difference. Well, it's a different blue than they use nowadays. Next item. I still have a lot of cans left. But cans are the less interesting. Ooh, look at this. Combos. And I still, of course, know them today. They are not coming in this sort of container anymore. For a long time, probably. This definitely comes from a military base, I remember that. Nacho cheese flavor, combos, pretzels. Nowadays they are even in the MREs, you know, the military rations. I think they are called like filled pretzels or something, but they're basically combos. And this one definitely came from a military base. You see, this is from 1992. And it was 65 cents. Awesome. There you can see and read. It's a little bit torn up. Again, probably there was a mouse in there at one point. And there is a new canister. And it is best before February 1992. Let's open this and give it a smell. There is still some residue in there. Well, it is still smelling a little bit, I don't know, cheesy, cardboardy, whatever. Yes, but this is a nice packing. You know, some of these things nowadays could be like placed like in a shelf just for display. I really like this packing because you see, this packing reminds me of like Roseanne or something, you know, out of that time. You know, the TV series Roseanne, or you know, this is just like the old packing. This is just like, you know, a piece of history of some sort of weird history. I know. Now, next item. Let's grab. Here's a little cardboard box. What is it? Froot Loops. All right, this belongs to the Golden Greyhounds. These are Froot Loops without a real readable date code. Nutrition facts. Froot Loops. Probably out of the same year, out of the 1990s. Not much to say about those. They are still existing, and I think the logo is still also like somewhat the same. Next, another can of Easy Cheese. You know, we had a lot of Easy Cheese basically. That's because you could not get any sort of cheese spread in Europe at that point. Especially not in a spray can, of course not, but even like in a glass like Cheese Whiz, we never had that stuff over here, and I remember my sister was going crazy about it, and you know, putting this on some Doritos was just awesome, and very rare in my youth to get by. What do we have next? Lipton Brisk Caribbean Cooler iced tea, peach, banana, papaya. I see. Well, probably something that came out for a short amount of time and then vanished because I don't know. It would not be something I would buy nowadays. This is from April 1996, or that's at least the Best Buy date. Huh. Smells of nothing. Let's put this over here. Next one. Oh yes. Country Time. Lemonade. Now, if you followed my channel, I made a Back to the Future fan movie together with Paul a couple of, years, or a couple of months ago, a couple of years ago. And you see this can, or one of these cans, because I have multiple of those. You see them lying in the background because it's supposed to be in the 1980s. Even this is probably pretty sure out of the 90s. The date code again does not really tell us anything. But this is a Country Time Lemonade. And this is still one of the thicker cans, the steel cans. Pretty nice stuff. I remember this was like, it was okay, but there was nothing special about it. It was just like lemony water with a lot of sugar in it. Next one, what? Okay, this is pineapple juice, an empty can of pineapple juice. It does not even look like it comes from the States. It's a Chinese brand, so it's probably, this is also a thick steel can. This is probably somewhere out of a supermarket from here. I don't know why I kept that can. Maybe because in that time it was weird to have, still these old pull tabs. Let's grab the next item. This one is cardboard and, mac and cheese. The cheesiest, yes. This is still an old box. Of course, unfortunately, it's empty, but this is an old box of mac and cheese, Kraft's mac and cheese. And I think that one came actually from Canada. It says Canada, and you can get 3 points if you buy these. You can try it out. Go to your store and check to get cheese and macaroni treasures. Yes. Now, date code May 9th of May 1997 is where this thing was Best Buy. And this says it costs 26 francs, which is Luxembourgish currency. 26 Luxembourgish francs were same like in Belgium. Were 26 francs were like, let me think. Probably like 13 bucks or 12 bucks, something around that. No, 26 francs. Wait, no, that's about that's about 60 cents, I think, if I remember correct. But yeah. So I think these are, even they're coming from Canada, I think I remember buying these in a local store that had like, English stuff. And they sometimes also have like Canadian or Indian things to sell. Next, oh, that one is torn up, but a bag of Lay's potato chips. And this comes from a military base because you see that export stamp on there. So this comes also from a vending machine from Bitburg Air Base. And you have like March 1997, that's when this was Best Buy. And yeah, that one is torn up, unfortunately. That was a mouse in there. So, yep, but it's a product of the USA, bought in Germany in the late 90s. Yeah, so it's manufactured in 1996 and it's Best Buy 1997. Next. I don't know if you find this stuff interesting. I don't know, but I do, so that's why I'm showing this to you. Next one, Ritz Bits sandwiches. made with real cheese. Again, an item from a vending machine in Bitburg at Bitburg Airbase. This is date coded. No, not really. No real date code, but probably also from 1997. There you can see the nutrition facts. It's a brand seal. Yeah, I don't know if they still making those. I have no idea. Next item. Cocoa Puffs. That belong here. Same thing. Old cereal box. Next is, oh, a small canister of Sprite. January 1995, Best Buy 1996. That's also a can that comes out of a plane. Can't remember if I brought that with me or my dad. And next, Molly McButter, a brand that still exists today, if I remember correct. All natural diarrhea sprinkles, cheese, 4 calories per serving. And is there a date code? No date code. I'm looking forward to smelling this, and this will probably stink. Yeah. So Butter Butts, I think they're called today, or maybe that's just another brand. I have no idea. But yeah, also something out of the early 90s. Again, some item that I would see somewhere in the background of the series Roseanne, standing in the kitchen somewhere on a shelf together with the combos. Let's give this a smell, should we? No smell. Okay, so I washed that out at the time, which probably was a good idea, because else it probably would be eaten away by all kinds of critters. 1992, down there, right there, 1992. Butter sprinkles, and that's something still you don't get in Europe today. So still something unique that you only get in the States. Nice and chemical stuff. Diet Coke. This is an American or English can, of course, because Diet Coke does not exist in Europe. Here it is called Coke Light. Diet always indicates that this is an American branded can, or UK. Yeah, this is a UK. Available in UK mainland only. Oh, that's a free phone consumer number in the UK at London. We shit. It's I don't know. At UK in London we shit or so. Well, yeah. Okay, so that's a can of Diet Coke. Again, more easy cheese. Can pile that up there. What else? What else do we have? Oh, a nice can of Pepsi with the classic logo. This was not Mexican as nowadays, that still have the old logo. This is 1995, a 1995 can of Pepsi Cola. The old logo, which I still prefer. I really like this old look. This is like, remembers me of Back to the Future and stuff. Even they had like the older can even. Oh. Look at this, Cherry Coke. Cherry Coke. And this is, I think, a UK can. This is how the cans of Cherry Coke looked in the UK in the 1990s, June 1995 to be exact. This is how they look like. And my camera stopped recording, so I have to do this again. Cherry Coke UK, let's compare this to the German one, and you see which one would you prefer. I personally would prefer that one. I don't know, it's just, it has that UK flair to it, bright colors and stuff. And this one looks more like a Halloween drink, Halloween party thing. I don't know, I would prefer that one. It's just more pleasing to look at. Next item, let's grab in the bag. What do we have? We have Cheerios, apple cinnamon Cheerios. And this package is a little bit bigger than that one, so it did not come out of the same pack. Even this is also not for individual sale, so it must come out of a 10-pack from a different year probably, because this is from 1994. 1994. Apple Cinnamon Cheerios. The old packing, and there's something rumbling in there. Let's have a look. Looks like mouse poop. Oh yeah, it is mouse poop. Okay. And there is still some little residue. I'm not going to smell that. Well, it still smells like cinnamon, I must say. Cinnamon and mouse poop. You should definitely not smell mouse poop. That's not a good thing to do. But yeah, next item. The bag is getting empty. There's still a couple of things to go. What do we have here? A roll of Smarties. Well, Smarties, as you know, in the States are, I think they are like it's like a chewable fruity gum kind of thing. Like, I don't know, like I know that in Germany they sell these Smarties, which are basically like the brown bagged M&Ms, so the chocolate filled, and then you have that candy coating around it. I don't know why I kept this, because this is German, obviously. I saw them in the States recently in the shopping malls where they have, like, you know, those German candy booths where they sell them, and they are quite still the same. I think they're almost the same packing nowadays, and it's from 1993. That's a stick of Smarties from 1993. Next one. What else do we have? We have plastic. Bubble gum, a bubble jug. Yeah, okay. So I know that they are still selling these, but obviously this is old. This is pretty old. But yeah, it's a, you know, it's this bubble gum, those little balls or spheres of bubble gum in a jug, and you just, yeah, you just throw them in your face. Let's get to the next one, which is also, these are Gatorax bubblegum from Florida. I remember my dad brought those with him one day when he came back in this milk kind of carton. Yeah, those were little eggs, you know, little gum eggs, and I'm pretty sure you can still buy them nowadays. I think I remember even seeing those recently over there in some store. Next one is thank you nacho cheese. Thank you. You're welcome. Now this is, yeah, this is some Nacho Cheese Dip, and you see there are some staples in there, probably because at one point I had to fix it somewhere, maybe on my wall, I don't know. This is from the 10th of 1996. This is like a, yeah, Nacho Cheese Dip. I mean, again, this is something they did not have here in Europe because nobody knew what nacho cheese is, because nachos is something unknown. Nowadays you get nachos at certain points at restaurants here, but they are very not that good. So if you ever come to Europe, eat the local stuff. Don't get you some Mexican food because it's not good at all. Okay, there's a stone in there, and there is, maybe that was some sort of a magic trick, I don't know. Well, things of the past, we will never know. Thank you, nacho cheese. Next item, and I think, let me see, I think that might be almost the last one. There are two more things. Well, we have this one, which is just a wrapper, a chewy real fruit roll-up strawberry wrapper, and that is from 1992. A real trash bag item. And last but not least, again, we have those bacon pieces, flavored bacon bits, no cholesterol, from the McCormick brand. And yeah, those are those soya things, which are not that good and Should I smell it again? I really feel like you know, Steve 1983. I can't remember his exact name. Who's testing out those old MREs, and he's always like, "Oh no, I will not try this. I will not eat this." And then 1 second later, he eats it. Okay, this is this smells like smoked rancid cardboard. I don't know. It's disgusting. Well, this was a whole bag of 90s trash for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's have a short peek on tomorrow's bag, the 7th of December. It is lighter, it is smaller, it is hard shell, and yeah, could be something interesting. Let's put this aside, and I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, have a nice 6th of December, a nice St. Nicholas Day. I will pack this up right now and probably put it back where it was. I hope you enjoyed. I see you tomorrow. See ya.